You ready?
Showtime.
On May 3rd, summer starts with The Fall Guy.
Let's do it later.
Let's drink a spicy margarita.
Make some bad decisions.
Yes!
Audiences are falling in love with the most entertaining film of the year.
Fall Guy.
Fall Guy?
Fall Guy.
That's what the poster said.
See Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt in the movie critics say exists to make you happy.
Trying to make it out?
Nope.
Because I don't either. It's not what I'm into right now.
What are you into?
Talking.
Yeah.
The Fall Guy. Only in theaters May 3rd. Rated PG-13.
Get ready for the greatest roast of all time, the Roast of Tom Brady, a Netflix live event happening May 5th. Hosted by Kevin Hart, the 7-time world champion gets his cleats held to the fire by famous friends and frenemies on an unforgettable night where everything is fair game. Tune in on May 5th at 5 p.m. Pacific time for the Roast of Tom Brady, live only on Netflix.
Think you know the Brooks Ghost? Think again. Introducing the all-new, better-than-ever Ghost 16. Now with nitrogen-infused cushioning for lightweight, supreme softness that feels good every step, every street, every single day. So go ahead, take your daily joyride in the all-new nitrogen-infused Ghost 16. It'll turn your everyday miles into everyday endorphins. Let's run there. Head to brooksrunning.com to learn more.
I'm Alex Rodriguez.
And I'm Jason Kelly.
From Bloomberg, this is The Deal. Each week, you'll hear us in conversation with business icons.
This show will explore deal-making across sports, media, and entertainment.
That is a harsh lesson in business.
Sports is not as simple as bringing a bunch of big names together.
I didn't want to do another stomp you out speech.
It opened up so many more doors.
The show is called The
Deal.
Listen to The Deal.
Listen to The Deal on Spotify.
Welcome back, Ram fans. This is Rams Up, your favorite LA Rams podcast. We are proud members of the Fans First Sports Network. That's fansfirstsports.com. You can also follow us on YouTube. Our channel is at LA Rams Up. I'm your host, Mark. You'll hear from my co-host, Tom, on occasion as well. Hey, we're not Rams insiders. We're just longtime fans who love talking about our Los Angeles Rams. Let's get to it. Welcome back, everybody. Episode 441, and we're going to talk about a player who wore number 41. Episode 341, we talked about Todd Light. We're going to go way back before Todd Light's era for this one. Now, a lot of you younger fans probably are unaware that back in the 30s and 40s, the big-time college programs were, I would probably say, Army, Navy, and Notre Dame. In fact, from 1944 to 1946, Army went 27-0-1, and they were led by a running back combination known as Mr. Inside and Mr. Outside. Mr. Inside was Doc Blanchard. Mr. Outside was Glenn Davis. So Davis had a service obligation to fulfill. Nevertheless, the Lions drafted him in December of 1946. That was considered the 47 draft. And then in September of 47, the Rams acquired his rights. He applied to resign his commission in December of that year, but was refused by the Secretary of the Army. And back then, public sentiment was not as receptive to an officer foregoing his commitment to go play football of all things, and probably rightfully so. So he served 3 years in the Army, attended some Ram training camps here and there, played in a preseason game, then went back to Korea, goes back to the U.S., and became a pretty effective player for the Rams. Played for them for 2 years in 1950 and 1951. Had an 82-yard touchdown catch from Bob Waterfield in the 1950 NFL Championship game. That was the one the Rams lost 30-28. In 1951, had a banged-up knee, ran for only 290 yards from scrimmage, got some carries in the 1951 NFL Championship game, which the Rams won, and that was the end of his Rams and NFL career. Glenn Davis, He was a stud at the college level, got delayed because of that military commitment, and when he finally got on the field, really fought through some injuries, but I had forgotten he'd ever even played for the Rams. That was well before even my time. He's my number 41 this time around for the Los Angeles Rams. Before we get to our NFC Power Rankings, a couple of items. Les Snead saying he's leaving the door open for Aaron Donald to return for the playoffs. I'm not sure how newsworthy that is, but at least it's on the table. I'm thinking Aaron Donald's going to stay in pretty good shape, and what an addition that would be, because I think the Rams are a playoff team. And I thought we'd roll into a 2025 mock draft. No, I'm just kidding. We're not going to get into the mock drafts already. I did want to touch on what draft picks the Rams have next year. They have their first round pick, no second round pick, trade it to the Panthers. They have their own third round pick and another one, the second of the two comp picks for the Raheem Morris hiring. They have their own fourth. They do not have their fifth. They flipped with the Steelers. They have the Steelers' sixth and their own sixth. And they also have the Falcons' sixth. They don't have their own seventh. They flipped that with the Falcons. Confusing as heck with this new trend of flipping rounds with other teams. So, in summary, they have their own first, their own third, and another third. They have their own fourth, their own sixth, the Falcons' sixth, and the Steelers' sixth. No second, no fifth, and no seventh. A total of 7 picks. And I doubt they're getting any comp picks. With the guys they added and the limited number of guys going out the door, I suspect they won't have any. Someone with more expertise than that will figure it out in the next month or two. But don't be counting on any comp picks aside from the one we're getting for the Raheem Morris hiring. I've seen some updated power rankings post-NFL draft that, to be quite frank, didn't make a lot of sense to me. So I figured time to revisit my NFC Power Rankings as of early May 2024 post-NFL draft. And I'm going to be stressing what these teams did in the NFL draft. The 16th rated team remains the Carolina Panthers. Selected 4 guys that you have to like: Jonathan Brooks, the running back; Xavier Legette, the wide receiver; a linebacker that Paul Wally had talked extensively about, Trevin Wallace; and the Washington State corner, Shaw Smith-Wade. Just not sure if they've done enough to really climb out of the cellar there. Number 15, the Washington Commanders. Jaden Daniels is the real deal, and he's going to be a successful NFL quarterback. It's just a question of how long it's going to take. Hey, Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, Drake May, all these guys are going to have pretty good careers. Michael Penix when he finally gets on the field. But don't expect it to happen right away on day one. We all know it's going to take a little while. But they also drafted Jerzon Newton, Mike Sandstrel, the cornerback, the tight end Ben Sinnott, and Luke McCaffrey. I think they had a pretty good draft. Again, it's going to take some time. Number 14, I've dropped the New Orleans Saints to this spot. They got the offensive tackle Fuaga and the cornerback Kool-Aid McKinstry. Quarterback Spencer Rattler isn't going to help anytime soon. Could end up having a decent career, though. And another one of Paul Wallius Puka Power picks, Bub Means, the wide receiver. Now, I think the Saints are always underestimated, especially on the defensive side. I don't know, just not feeling it right now for the Saints, although I do love the Fuaga pick.
I'm Alex Rodriguez.
And I'm Jason Kelly.
From Bloomberg, this is The Deal. Each week, you'll hear us in conversation with business icons.
This show will explore deal-making across sports, media, and entertainment.
That is a harsh lesson in business.
Sports is not as simple as bringing a bunch of big names together.
I didn't want to do another stomp you out speech.
It opened up so many more doors.
The show is called The Deal.
Listen to The Deal.
Listen to The Deal on Spotify.
With threats to our nation waiting around every corner, adaptability is more important than ever. When conditions change without notice, quick strategic thinking is crucial. And with obstacles consistently impending, determination is essential in overcoming them. It's this willingness, decisiveness, and resilience that sets Marines apart. With our fighting spirit, we don't just fight battles, we win them. Marines are the constant our nation counts on to fight the unknown. And through adaptable problem solving, we do just that. Learn more at marines.com.
Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Coincidence? I think not. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere, even at 30,000 feet. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
No purchase necessary. VGW. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Coincidence? I think not. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere, even at 30,000 feet. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
No purchase necessary. VGW. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
Hello, it is Ryan, and we could all use an extra bright spot in our day, couldn't we? Just to make up for things like sitting in traffic, doing the dishes, counting your steps, you know, all the mundane stuff. That is why I'm such a big fan of Chumba Casino. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere with daily bonuses. That should brighten your day a little. Actually, a lot. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com. That's ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
The Vikings, kind of the same deal. They come in as my number 13 team. They drafted J.J. McCarthy. It's going to take a little while, guys. And Dallas Turner, I think the consensus among our roundtable was that might be a one-trick pony. He's a freak athlete. Let's see if he can get it done at the NFL level. Just not sure if that's what the Vikings need right now. J.J. McCarthy is going to have to get spun up real fast for this draft to be a success, because they also took a kicker, the first kicker off the board, Will Reichard, and the cornerback Kyrie Jackson. Other than that, pretty slim pickings. My number 12 team, the Seattle Seahawks, they grabbed Byron Murphy, a guy that we thought the Rams might be interested in. The offensive lineman, Christian Gaines, they're always trying to address the offensive line, and they never seem to get it done. And this might be another year, same old story. They took the UTEP linebacker I liked, Tyrese Knight, and the cornerback Nehemiah Pritchett. You know, we kind of just jumped to the conclusion, and I've done the same thing, that they're rebuilding because they're changing coaches. They still have a decent roster there. I still think they're going to have a tough year in 2024. The New York Giants come in as my number 11 team. They were devastated by injuries, probably more than any other team last year, and they selected the guy that might be the best wide receiver in this draft, Malik Neighbors. They also took perhaps the top safety, Tyler Nubin, and Purdue running back Tyrone Tracy, another guy Paul Wally had talked about. The main thing with the Giants is just getting healthy, getting on a roll, and they'll be fine. The Tampa Bay Bucks are my number 10 team. They drafted offensive lineman Graham Barton, edge rusher Chris Braswell, Dallas Turner's running mate, and the safety we all liked, Tyke Smith, and the running back Bucky Irvin out of Oregon. Not a bad draft. Unspectacular, though. Can Baker Mayfield and Mike Evans get it done on the offensive side? They may have to. They're fortunate they're in a fairly weak division, and they're fortunate my number 9 team didn't get it done in the draft, the Atlanta Falcons. So they signed Kirk Cousins, and you've all heard this ad nauseum. I'll revisit here. After signing Cousins, they can help themselves. They draft Michael Penix. You know, I had made a comment a couple weeks ago that Penix was 26 years old. Why draft him? And I was corrected. No, he's only 23. Well, you know what? He might be 26 before he sees the field. Really strange pick. I get it. You love the guy. You want the quarterback in your room. What are you going to do with him now, though? They also drafted Rook Horhoro. Maybe a little bit early, though. If they had passed on Cousins, they could have had one of the top tackles or one of the top edge rushers. They really need to get a pass rusher. And Raheem Morris, I thought he'd go that direction for sure, but he did not. A lot of people had the Falcons shooting up the power rankings. might be rethinking that now. The Chicago Bears, they drafted Caleb Williams and Rome Odunze, check, and edge rusher Austin Booker. He's going to help. After that, not a whole lot more. Caleb Williams is the one quarterback that could get spun up pretty quickly, especially with Rome Odunze in the room. And remember, they also have Keenan Allen. My number 7 team, and I'm feeling it for the Arizona Cardinals. I may be in the minority here. They add Marvin Harrison, Darius Robinson, Max Melton, Trey Benson, the interior offensive lineman Isaiah Adams, and don't discount tight end Tip Ryman, a blocking machine, and a safety that I really liked, Dadrian Taylor Demerson. Thought the Rams might be interested in him late, and the offensive tackle Christian Jones. This could be a draft that gets the Cardinals back on the map. We'll see if Kyler Murray can bounce back too. My number 6 team, the Green Bay Packers. Thought they reached a little bit on the offensive lineman Jordan Morgan. Edgerrin Cooper, Javon Bullard, Marshawn Lloyd, and Tyron Hopper are all guys we talked about. Remember, the Packers were pretty much in the same boat as the Rams at the end of last year. Which team do you think is better moving into 2024? I'm rolling with my number 5 team, the Los Angeles Rams. Yeah, they lost Aaron Donald, but man, they had a really good draft. This defense, I think, will be better than last year's. You think that's a bold statement, but I don't think it is. The free agents they have added and these draft picks, it's going to be fun watching this defense come together. My number 4 team, the Dallas Cowboys. Didn't love their first pick, Tyler Goyton, although they do need help there. If he can play left tackle, solves a problem for them. Marshawn Kneeland and Cooper Beebe, good solid picks. Who's their running back? Right now, Malik Davis, Deuce Vaughn, Rico Dowdle, and Zeke Elliott in the backfield there. So that's a big concern for them. Thought they would have drafted a running back high for sure. My number 3 team, the Philadelphia Eagles. Address the secondary early. Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean, can't argue with that. Jalix Hunt is the edge rusher that was a riser. And in the 5th round, they got Jeremy Trotter. And after that, Anaya Smith, the wide receiver we talked a little bit about. Good draft for the Eagles. My number 2 team, the Detroit Lions, and they went secondary early as well. Terrion Arnold and Enos Rakestraw. And they also drafted that thumper safety we love, Sione Vaki, and the defensive lineman out of LSU, Mekhi Wingo. So hard to argue with that draft. Short on quantity, high on value. So the Eagles and Lions both addressing the secondary. My number 1 team, still the San Francisco 49ers. Can't argue with that, although I'm not thrilled with their draft. What's going on with Brandon Ayuk? Maybe that's why they grabbed Ricky Pearsall. And then rumors that maybe Deebo Samuel is the one they're moving on from, not Brandon Ayuk. They grabbed Renardo Green. We liked him a little bit early, though. Dominic Pooney, just like the Seahawks, they need to address the offensive line, and they did here. And one of Paul's Puka Power picks, the safety Malik Mustafa. So that's how I rack and stack these NFC teams right now. Rams coming in at number 5. Packers, Rams, you could switch them, I suppose. But this is a Rams podcast, so I'm leaning Rams at number 5. That's going to do it for this episode. Remember, you can reach us at ramsuppodcast@gmail.com. And don't forget about our YouTube channel. Our handle is at laramsup.com. Till next time, keep the horns up, stay safe, and have fun out there.